Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, it's a communication school. We have to do this. I want to welcome all of you to this very bright and sunny afternoon. It wasn't so long ago, it seems, that we were dedicating this entire building on the 1st of October, and it's such a delight to see all of you who have come back to join us again, and those of you who are here for the first time. It really is a thrill. And I have to say that from the very beginning of thinking about this building, many years ago, our guiding vision was to design a space that was filled with places rooms that were not containers, but they were connectors. Containers, but connectors. And our Converged Media Center, which is just over your shoulder here, has become a core connector in this building. The Converged Media Center connects students to the broader campus around us. It connects us in new ways to the outside world and to the latest technology. And importantly, it also connects our journalism students with our public relations students and our communication students. And that really is the vision of the school moving forward. So the Annenberg Center is an all-school center, as we'll describe in just a moment. Now, what is interesting about this room, too, is that, yes, it is a newsroom, but this is a room that doesn't just make news, it makes newsmakers. Let me repeat that. This is not just a room to make the news, this is a room where the next generation of newsmakers are also made in this wonderful, wonderful space. So our students learn new technical production skills, but also they learn about the values and attitudes of information in the public interest. They learn about who should be listened to and reported on, and how do we allow communities to express their own voice in unique ways using the latest technologies. So what gives this special room its special spirit is that it is now named in perpetuity by two people and a company that are emblematic of newsmakers and who provide us with all manner of content, including great world-class entertainment. Who are these people? You may have a suspicion. Who is this company? You may know a little bit about that, but the reveal is not here yet, so I'm going to put that on the back burner for a moment. It is now my honor to introduce my friends and colleagues who are here this afternoon, the dignitaries who are in this room. Let me start with President C.L. Max Nikias and his wife, Nikki, the President and the First Lady. I'm delighted to see also Trustee Frank Cruz, who is here with us today. Frank, if you would stand and take a bow. Thank you. The senior administrators of the university are also here, so please stand as I announce your name and remain standing so that we can recognize you as a group. Michael Quick, the interim provost. No, I know he's the boss, but just wait, the second boss. So just wait a second. Al Cecchio, senior vice president for university advancement. Carol Moch Amir, general counsel and secretary of the university. Tom Sales, Senior Vice President for University Relations. Ladies and gentlemen, our senior administration. I would now like to introduce my brothers and sister deans. So please stand as I announce your name and remain standing so we can recognize you as a group. Pinchas Cohen, Dean of the USC Leonard Davis School of Gerontology. Elizabeth Daly, Dean of the USC School of Cinematic Arts, here on the side. Madeline Puzo, Dean of the USC School of Dramatic Arts. Robert Rasmussen, Dean of the USC Gould School of Law, is here also. We also have with us Varun Soni, Dean of Religious Life, and we want to thank all of them, and please give them a round of applause. We also have some members of the USC Annenberg Board of Counselors who provide guidance to the school and to the dean. And in the same way, please stand when I call your name. Louise Bryson, a member of the board. Michael Nyman, a member of the board, and George Schweitzer, who has contributed not only his great service, but he's also provided one of our great graduates of the school. His now great claim to fame. Right? And then certainly, last but not least, Dr. Professor Francine Roussan Wilson, my wife. Please stand. Thank all of you. Today is a homecoming for our two most special guests, and I'd like to welcome back to the school Julie Chen and Leslie Moonves. Julie is not only a graduate of our school, but she returns regularly to give guest lectures in the classrooms, brilliantly inspiring our students. And I have seen her in the classroom. We'd like to invite you back as a full-time professor if other things don't get in the way. But she's fabulous in the classroom. Also, Leslie was a member of our Board of Counselors during the deanship of my esteemed predecessor, Dean Jeff Cowan, who I think, Jeff, if you would wave and take a bow. And for more on this dynamic duo in the front row, it is now my pleasure to introduce the 11th president of the University of Southern California, Dr. C.L. Max Nikias.
Thank you, Arnie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Arnie. Good afternoon, everyone. This is a day of pride and promise as we gather to dedicate the showcase space in the Wallace Annenberg Hall. We also say thank you, and I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you one more time to our dear friend and university trustee, Wallace Annenberg. Yes, she does deserve a round of applause. She is a beloved member of the Trojan family, and of course, we all treasure her support deeply. And what makes it even more special for my wife and me about this building, Ernie, is that not only our younger daughter graduated from the Annenberg School, but also when Wallace Annenberg committed the gift, the large gift to make this building possible, she announced it the day of my inauguration as the new president of the University of Southern California 5 years ago. That's very special, folks. How can I forget that? But we also treasure the tremendous leadership of the USC Annenberg School, the leadership that Dean Ernie Wilson provides with journalism director Willow Bay and communications director Sarah Bannett Weiser. The three of you stand. You do deserve a round of applause. I want you to be recognized. Again, thank you. Together, they are leading a new era in journalism and communication, one of immense imagination and invention. For journalists, the search for truth, for the story, is never-ending. From the genesis of an idea to the publishing of the piece, the journey can take many forms: digital, print, radio, blogs. But until recently, no place in academia truly connected the storytellers to their storytelling. In the Julie Chen, Les Moonves, and CBS Media Center, students across all media platforms are now well connected to each other, to their sources, and to their audiences. Their work can go from the editing suite to the radio waves to the blogosphere. And it can all be done without leaving this space. Because even as we celebrate today this new center and its cutting-edge technology, the values and educational beliefs about the proper training for journalism students remain. From its earliest days, the Annenberg School has been committed to technique, preparation, and professionalism, to honesty, integrity, and fairness. So it is indeed fitting that this space bears the names of Julie Chen, Les Moonves, and CBS. And of course, for Julie and Les, these are two professionals who have committed themselves and their careers to upholding these values. Their impact on the field of journalism and communication is extraordinary. And this center will have an extraordinary impact on our students for the many, many generations to come. It will give new life to their stories and inspire endless possibilities. The noble and creative work that will be done here will be a remarkable reflection of the couple we honor today. Julie Chen stands among the luminaries of the media world. Her signature curiosity is evident in every interview, whether it was on CBS Morning News or in her current role on The Talk. Julie is genuinely interested in people, in showing us the real lives of those around us. And it was in the newsrooms of USC where she developed these skills. We want to take credit for that, Julie. That she developed these skills, reporting on our campus and the surrounding community. She embraced the full scope of journalism and has built an inviolable career. Her ambition and talent took her to the pinnacle of morning news, anchor for the CBS Morning News, and eventually the early show. Then another opportunity presented itself, one that took Julie completely by surprise. She became host of the CBS reality show Big Brother, and it was her hosting of Big Brother that made her a perfect candidate for a new talk show. For 16 seasons, Julie has co-hosted The Talk, which recently surpassed The View in the ratings. But whether she's interviewing world leaders or having a heart-to-heart with celebrities, Julie remains committed to the ethos of journalism. And it is a commitment that she shares with her husband, Les Moonves. As one of TV's most well-regarded and esteemed executives, Les has transformed CBS into one of the best-performing companies in the media world. Under his leadership, the media powerhouse has soared from last to first place among the networks. And while heading the most-watched network is a testament to Les's vision as a titan of business, he also has an abiding passion for creativity and a love of good writing and storytelling. It is a passion that will ensure the technological advances of our time. Yet, for all of the tough calls Les makes in the boardroom, he and Julie are incredibly giving of their time and their counsel. They are dedicated philanthropists and champions of education. And with today's ceremony, Julie and Les now make an enduring mark in higher education and for this university. This stunning space ensures that USC will be a leader in the future of journalism and communication. The Julie Chen, Les Moonves, and CBS Media Center will further strengthen our Annenberg School's commitment to nurturing generations of media professionals. It will be more than a meeting place for students and faculty. It will be the beginning of careers, of hopes and possibilities. It will stand as a reminder of the remarkable accomplishments of Julie Chen and Les Moonves, forever linking their legacy to the University of Southern California. Julie and Les, thank you, and fight on. Thank you. Thank you. So, can you please join me up here on the podium, Ernie? we have some special gifts for each one of you today, which of course you can wear at our next football game. There you go. This is for Julie. Has your name, Julie.
I love it. Yes,
Has your
thank
name.
you.
Yes.
Thank you
Oh,
so
you're
much.
very welcome. And that's for you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
All right.
Thank you, Max. Okay.
You gotta say,
We can.
I can.
Will you hold my? Ah.
Thank you.
Thank you, President Nikias, for the fabulous new addition to my wardrobe. I will always wear my Trojan colors with pride. But most of all, I want to thank you for your leadership of this amazing, amazing university and for making USC best in class in everything. I also want to thank Dean Wilson for his outstanding direction of the Annenberg School, which delivers so much great young talent to our professional world. We know that this talent development is nurtured by incredible directors such as Willow Bay in journalism and Sarah Benet Weiser in communications. And although Wallace Annenberg could not be with us here today, I want to take this time to acknowledge her generosity and her support, which led to the building that we're all in today. Her kind of commitment and dedication are what keep the arts alive in the world today. 6 months ago, before this magnificent media center opened, Dean Wilson and Willow gave Leslie and myself a tour one weekend. We were absolutely blown away by the design, the futuristic thinking, and most of all, our excitement about the tremendous potential, the truly amazing experience the students would have here. Those thoughts led to conversations about how CBS and how Leslie and I could be part of it, and today we are. Needless to say, this moment is both a personal and professional thrill for me. I graduated from USC in 1991 with a degree in broadcast journalism and English. This school helped grow my skills as a journalist and as a broadcaster. But there was nothing like this media center when I was here. Our industry needs to nurture the most forward-thinking minds for the next generation of reporters, communicators, and digital innovators. And without a doubt, this will be the place to do it. I'm proud to be a Trojan. I'm even more proud that Leslie and I can participate together in something that benefits USC, the Los Angeles media community, and the digital future of our entire business. Thank you for that opportunity. Thanks to all of you.
So, why am I here? I didn't go to SC, but my wife did. Happy wife, happy life. No, it goes way beyond Julie's passion for this place, although that certainly is part of it. I have many ties to this community. Began with Jeff Cowan. Jeff, it's good to see you here, during the Board of Counselors. Willow is a dear friend and has been for many years. And the extraordinary Ernie Wilson and Max, our friendship. It's also my colleague George Schweitzer, who as a USC parent, there's nobody who's more fanatical about this place than George. You go into his office, it's ridiculous, And he didn't graduate from here either, I am really proud to be part of what's going on here. You look inside there, and it is truly amazing what has happened to this place, and it's great to see the students in there already working. Unfortunately, my KCBS and KCAL colleagues are here, and they're going to want that equipment in our offices right here at CBS. This truly is better than any studio I have seen across the country. It really is extraordinary, and it just knocks me out in seeing the kind of work. Look, the reason I joined CBS, and it's been 20 years now, 1995 is the year I joined, and I had been offered other jobs at other networks, but CBS represented something to me, and I realized It represented news and journalism above anything else. It was the network of Edward R. Murrow. It was the network of Walter Cronkite. CBS stood for the best in journalism. What is extraordinary about this place is we've all read and we've all heard and we've all seen how journalism is changing rapidly, how most people are getting their news online before they watch Pat and Paul on the evening news. They know what's going on out there. We're in a digital world. We're in a world of new technology. And this media center represents that. But what hasn't changed, and what I especially appreciate, it's still about journalism. It's still about learning the techniques that every blogger out there reporting on a story is not a journalist. So the combination of the best in technology with the best education you could possibly get in journalism is what's really important to me. The ties between CBS, and CBS's name is up there along with Julie and mine, is very important. We are already connected to USC in many ways. We're an important part of the Los Angeles community, as obviously USC is. And we look forward to continuing to strengthen the relationship. And most importantly, this place represents the next generation of journalists for all of us to learn, and we all know how important that is. So it is with a great deal of honor that we are here today, and I wanted to thank all of you for allowing us to be part of this great university. Thank you.
In a moment, I'm going to introduce the director of the School of Journalism, who will make a few remarks. But I do want to say really thanks once again to this wonderful dynamic duo that has brought so much possibility and opened up great opportunities. I also want to say that your organization is one of the principal hirers of our students. So I want to go on record in public to keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. And I want to repeat something I said earlier, that Julie and Les are really double newsmakers. They report the news, and the news reports on them. They comment on the news, and the news comments on them. Just one example. Earlier, I understand that, Julie, you spent time here being followed by a news crew who was hearing you talk about the excitement that you saw there. And you have to read only the trades, any publication, the New York Times, Wall Street Journal. If you really want to know what's going on in the entertainment and news business, then this is the man who is very frequently quoted and very much worth following. So we really appreciate your ability to make the news and to make the news. Thank you. And this really also has inspired those of us here at the school to collaborate across journalism and communication and public relations. And this is really the signature of the Annenberg School for Communication and Journalism. In the hands of a great director like Dr. Sarah Benet-Weiser, who joined us as director just 6 months ago, something like that, not even a year. I know it feels like 9 years now, but the collaboration between her and Willow Bay has provided new lifeblood to our school. And it has really introduced us as the place in the United States, I would say in the world, if you want that combined, converged experience. As you have heard, there are three great names for this wonderful center: Julie Chen, Les Moonves, and CBS. And I want to take a moment really just to thank CBS for this. As all of our news hounds here will know, that this is where great reporters like Walter Cronkite worked, and they were attracted to that institution. And programs like 60 Minutes, they called CBS home. As wildly diverse as USC Annenberg is in all of its programs that I've just described, the CBS Corporation is equally diverse. Its cross-platform portfolio includes interactive, news, entertainment, sports, books, films, radio, distribution, home entertainment, and more. It's the epitome of what a modern media corporation is. I now have and so I really do want to thank CBS as well as our two guests here today. If we could do a round of applause for CBS, who is not here in person, but they are here in spirit. I now have the honor of introducing the director of the School of Journalism, Willow Bay. Last July, Willow joined us as the director. She began work the same day as Sarah and came aboard with fire and commitment, and a real commitment also to work with all of us in the school, in the journalism school, to make it even more excellent and to collaborate with our other units in the school and across campus. Willow's resume includes a career with the Huffington Post, Bloomberg TV, Good Morning America, CNN, Moneyline NewsHour, and so much more. She's worked in digital, she's been a broadcast anchor, and she is one hell of a director already in a short amount of time. Ladies and gentlemen, Willow Bay.
Perhaps the best news is that I am the last speaker. As you can tell, we're extraordinarily excited. The opening of Wallace Annenberg Hall has been a powerful catalyst for change, cultural, intellectual, technological, that certainly penetrates deep within the school, but also extends far beyond it. And that media center is its heartbeat, providing students with a unique experience that they just can't get anywhere else. You can't help but be struck, and we've heard it a lot today and heard it so well from you, Les, by the wow factor. And that wow factor struck us pretty hard when we had that tour in July. And I was brand new, and Les and Julie had never been there. And Les and I sort of trailed behind a little bit, saying, wow, wow. Julie got right down to business. She scoured every inch of the place and actually fairly quickly discovered a flaw. Do you remember what the flaw was, Julie? You discovered that the lighting over the location where the faculty lectures are captured on camera was off. Way, way off. Julie set about fixing it. So note to all the faculty here, JC, she's got your back. But beyond that wow factor, I'm not sure we realized back then, I certainly didn't, just how transformative this building and this media center would be. It's reshaping our culture, it's changing how we teach, it's changing how our students learn, and it's connecting us in broader, deeper, and more meaningful ways to our industries of practice. And the naming of the Julie Chen, Leslie Moonves, and CBS Media Center is exactly that kind of connection that we're celebrating here today. And I know I speak for all of our students and for Sarah Benet-Weiser when I say that we're deeply grateful. We're deeply grateful to CBS with that storied history in news and entertainment. And yes, as Ernie pointed out, one of the largest employers of our graduates. Yes, keep that up. We are very honored to have the CBS name on our media center. We're also, of course, deeply grateful to Les and Julie for their commitment to Annenberg and its mission to produce the world's finest journalists, communicators, and media executives, the Les and Julies of the future. The support you bring is invaluable in tangible ways like this one, but also in ways that are far less tangible. You all know Julie is one of our most successful and most celebrated alums. It's a cliche in many ways, but Julie, you really are a role model for our students. They admire your career and all its fascinating twists and turns. They look to you as an example of someone who's an incredibly successful journalist and a really happy wife and mother. And now they look to you as a philanthropist, the driving force, right, behind this extraordinary gift. I'm going to share one last story with you all, unless it's as much about you as it is about Julie. Julie came to speak, as she often does, to one of our classes, to the great Mary Murphy's entertainment reporting classes this fall. And Julie shared her experiences from working her way up the local television ladder to wrangling personalities on the talk with an auditorium of engrossed students. She was open and honest, and as she always is, wickedly funny. Leslie joined her that night, but he didn't have a speaking part. He sat in the audience watching. Not something a big media company CEO does a whole lot. But Les, you were clearly beaming with pride and very happy for Julie to be on center stage. You know, when we talk about supporting journalists, we typically mean with resources or with policies to protect their work. But the kind of support that Leslie gives to a journalist in her career, that Les, you give to your wife, Julie, speaks volumes to our students and to this community. It speaks to the power of partnership, professional and personal, of deep love and respect, of a lifetime of shared achievement and success. And we will be reminded of all of that every time we walk through those doors. So a final note of thanks, Julie, Les, and CBS, for this incredibly generous gift, and one that will continue to provide Annenberg students with an experience that they just can't get anywhere else. Thank you.
I'd like to invite our guests in the front row to our door here, and so we'll have a ribbon cutting.
And 1, 2, 3. Keep pulling.
And to the center, please. Congratulations.
Yeah, ready,
Great.
Morgan?
One more.